Hello everybody, this is Michelle Eaton from Local Business Web School, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the changes that Facebook is making to business pages and how these changes will impact your business both immediately and going forward. So let's go ahead and get started. As I'm sure you've heard, Facebook is making some big changes to their website. Facebook isn't resting on its laurels, and the company is continually improving its product to create a better experience for all users, for individuals and institutions like yours. In short, Facebook is bringing the timeline experience to its business pages, and they're doing it on a pretty fast timeline, March the 30th this month. So that's what this presentation is all about. We're going to take you through the big changes that Facebook is making and how you can capitalise on these changes going forward. Let's look at the biggest change first. The first thing you'll notice when you visit a page that's already activated the new layout is the image-centric layout. It follows the timeline structure with a reverse chronological structure presenting new items on the top and older items down below, kind of like most blog websites are laid out. The new pages also feature new administrative controls, which are going to be really helpful for business owners and their page administrators going forward, because you're going to have a greater ability to see what's working in terms of visitor engagement, and more importantly, these new controls are going to help you better connect with prospects individually. Other big changes, there's a greater focus on your visitors' friend activity. In other words, when people visit your site, they will see their friends' activity displayed on your page. So it makes it more of a social experience, and there's this element of social proof on the pages, which is very powerful from a marketing standpoint. There's also a more prominent About section, which is really important in terms of profiling your business and giving people a quick snapshot of what you're all about and how you want to present yourself to your prospects and to the world. Let's see. You'll also notice that there are more controls for how your posts are displayed on your page. Unfortunately, Facebook is removing some controls with this new design. They're taking away the ability of page admins to route visitors to a custom homepage or landing page. Many of you probably take advantage of this feature currently to encourage visitors to like your page in order to access all of your other content. This change has caused a stir among savvy Facebook marketers, but we'll discuss in a minute how to cope with this change, and you'll learn that it's not the end of the world by any means. Let's go into greater detail in terms of the specific design and feature changes in the new timeline scheme. The cover photo becomes a very important part of your overall profile, probably the most important. The new layout puts a much greater focus on this image, so having a really good cover photo becomes a really important part of the overall puzzle. Views and apps, really significant changes here, and we'll go over them in greater detail in just a minute. Friend activity, as we've already mentioned, is much more prominently displayed on your page. The ability to pin posts becomes really important, particularly as a replacement for custom landing pages. With the new layout, you can pin a post to the top of your page for up to 7 days, where it will get more visitor attention atop your timeline. You can also star and hide posts, which again gives you more control over how your posts are displayed. For example, if you look at your metrics, and if a page is performing well, you can augment that by starring it and leveraging it further. You can highlight posts, which we'll show you more of in just a bit. There's now a more robust admin panel and activity log, which gives you more insight into how your content is working, whether it is getting consumed, and how your fanbase is interacting with it. Lastly, milestones. Milestones become a really critical feature in the new Facebook now that you can no longer set up a default landing page. Milestones are a way to really highlight and draw attention to certain achievements or notable moments in your organisation's history. Are there any new capabilities in the new page design? Yes, there certainly are, as we've already seen, and these new capabilities like pinning and starring posts and adding milestones can really help businesses like yours engage with prospects and fans at a much deeper level. So I've already talked about the importance of the cover photo, and here's a good example to show you what I mean. As you can see, Starbucks has done a great job selecting a compelling image to represent their brand. But the important thing to underline here is, as you can see, the entire top portion of the page is an image, and it's an image that really draws you in and engages you on a visceral level. Also, one thing I want to point out here is that there are 28 million likes. I just want you to pay attention to that number because we'll come back to it in a little bit. Next, we see the Views and Apps area. And this is really important because it's a big change from the old layout. In this new section, you have space for only a handful of apps, so that real estate becomes very important because it's so scarce. You can scroll to view more, but only a few will display on the front page automatically. These become important launching points where you can highlight the most important pages and most valuable things for your business. Okay, now we're looking at the friend activity pane in the new timeline layout, where your visitors will see how their friends have engaged with your page. If you were a visitor to this page, you'd see your friends and their pictures in this film strip of images. Now, this may seem like a small thing, but consider the implications in terms of adding an element of social proof to your brand. As any marketer knows, social proof is perhaps the most powerful way to persuade prospects because people tend to do what their friends do, and that's why you see testimonials everywhere. So, this friend activity pane acts as a very powerful collection of testimonials for your brand. Okay, I mentioned earlier about pinning posts, and it's really simple to do. You simply use the menu picture here to select from a few different options. The upshot, the ability to pin posts, gives you an opportunity to have more control over your most important page real estate, so you can use this feature to give special status to important content, the content that you really want your visitors to see. Maybe it's something that's going to drive them to take some sort of action relative to your brand. You can star and hide posts. These are just more ways to exercise control as a publisher, and they give you a chance to add strength to your content, or alternatively, pull stories that aren't performing in the way you envisioned. Okay, next is highlighting posts. This is what a highlighted post looks like, and as you can see, a highlighted post spans both sides of your timeline, running across from the left all the way to the right, so obviously this is a great way to draw attention to important posts. This is a picture of the admin panel, which now offers even more insight into what's happening with your page. So you can really dig into this data and see what's working and what's getting a response from your visitors. You'll also see that you now have the ability to message one-on-one with individuals, although the visitor has to message the page admin first before the admin can respond to the message. This is a pretty significant development in my opinion. So, in general, the new admin panel gives you much more control and insight as a page admin in terms of maximising your impact and really getting a good read on what's working. Similarly, your activity log gives you more data and more intelligence on how your page is doing and what you can do to maximise your impact. Okay, milestones, as we've talked about. They're really important in the new Facebook timeline. They're important because they act as another level with which to emphasise content and engage your fan base. They show the world your accomplishments as a business, whether it's your founding or the launch of a new product. Basically, this feature lets you tell a story of your brand over time in a very controlled and managed way. Okay, so that's a lot about what's new and exciting about the Facebook timeline layout. In the next video, we will talk about the other side of the equation, the stuff that gets broken.